Life isn't a sprint. It's a marathon. You'll pick up the pace at different times in your life and be able to sort of apply yourself more sort of readily. So don't panic if you're not in your full groove now. Have the courage to give it a go and have the open-mindedness to listen to other people and how you could achieve it. My name is Hine. I'm the UK CEO of the MullenLowe Group. And the MullenLowe Group is a communications company that's made up of sort of 4 different business units. An advertising agency, as you would expect in the traditional form, TV, print, posters, radio, and so much more. A customer experience company, which is about sort of a lot more sort of digital innovation, content, digital integration and activation. A purpose and sustainability practice that consults with businesses to really sort of drive a strong purpose within the business and what they're doing, and also on the ability to provide sort of sustainable programs within the company. And the final division is a media planning and buying agency. I was doing a degree in business and finance, specialising in marketing at Brunel. And one of the assignments we were given was to define a marketing success. I thought this about for a while, and as it was many years ago, the new Rover 200 had just launched. And I thought the ads and all the print work around it was pretty cool. So I found out which agency did it. And I phoned them and I said, can I come talk to you about this? So I went up to London and met this group of really interesting young people, and they gave me films, presentations, the whole lot, and I thought it was amazing. So I went back to university, none of which I had written at this presentation, and smashed it, but it was pure plagiarism. And as I went through my degree, I thought, actually, this is an interesting world to be in. You're making something, you're creating something. You need to sort of represent the company with the clients, and you can get to work in lots of different sectors. So when I graduated, I contacted that agency again, and luckily they had a slot on the graduate course. I think I like the opportunity to lead. I like the opportunity to build teams. I believe very much in a strong culture, and yes, I'm there, leading. I think sometimes you can lead from the front when it's required, set the vision and show people where you need to go. I think, that's probably what you find on, some ships, as it were. On other ships, the control room is at the back, and you encourage others to move before you and give them the chance to lead and develop. And you just sort of quietly steer the ship in certain ways. So I think there's different ways of doing it, depending on the team you've got around you and depending on the individual. But I think, everyone tries to sort of grow and succeed. So I sort of suppose running the office was, one pinnacle of that, although there's a bigger job elsewhere. But the ability to lead, pull people together, develop people, show people what is possible, hopefully share some of the knowledge and experience I've gained along the way to bring the younger generation through, and to hopefully have the same passion for the business that I do. I think the lockdown is a key example of that. Having to shut the business and tell 300 people that they needed to go home, to take all their kit with them. We didn't know when we were going to be back in. We had remote working protocols already planned and tested, so we weren't starting from scratch. But suddenly, from being in a bustling office of 300 people, it was deserted. And that sort of form of leadership in keeping people together, keeping the business running, keeping people communicating with each other, servicing our clients, working with our clients in a world that was totally unknown and totally new, I think was amazing about how people did it. Shooting commercials remotely. We used to send iPhones to actors and get them to shoot themselves with the director on the end of the line. So whole new ways of developing things was good. So, interesting. So I think optimism, belief, trust in people, clearly communicating with them. I think you have to up the frequency of communication. It's not about it's about how you communicate, I think. Don't overload people with information, just short pieces of information that people can grasp. stay connected to them. And that can be connected through Zoom calls with multiple people. Quite often I found some people were probably struggling and I would phone them quietly for sort of a virtual cup of tea. So it depends on how people react. But I think remaining optimistic, setting people a clear direction, giving them responsibilities, keeping them busy, keeping them included, and I think praise and sharing the mutual success. I think that has worked pretty well. I think the biggest learning, whether it was a learning or a change, I think is the empathy of leadership and the changing of the lens that when you have everyone in the office, you see them as a work colleague or an employee or a member of staff. When you can see into their homes, you see that they are more an individual. You know, you might see the dog, you might see the cats, you might see the children walking in, and those bits and pieces. And it humanizes that person a bit more because you have a slightly different window into their lives that you wouldn't normally see. And I think, the last, 18 months is, we really needed improvement in humanity, how we treated people within the organization, which we've, I think, always done well, but also how we treat each other in society. So I think, rather than, so-and-so being an account manager, yes, they are. They're also account manager, but a father and a brother and bits and pieces. And, looking into their homes just shows a bit more about them as a person and an individual. And I think that's a fantastic learning experience. It's been really, really tough for the young people. And I think we all have to acknowledge that. I think people coming through, work so hard towards their A-levels, not to be able to sit their exams, not being able to have, summer leaving parties, not being able to see their friends. I think it's really, really difficult. And I think although it's been challenging, I think a lot of the young have got through it brilliantly well. And I think there should be pride in the resilience and the adaptability that they have done. And I think if you can get through the last 18 months and manage to do your exams or come through the other side or win your university place and bits and pieces like that, you should be hugely proud and have a real feeling of belief that actually you can tackle anything and get on with it. Of course, we all had, low points and felt fed up. I think everybody did, and the young generation were probably more cut off than many, which was hard in such a sort of a social world. But the other thing I'd encourage them all to do is get back to the real world and just not the virtual world. Enjoy the human interaction, enjoy the talking, enjoy asking questions, not just through the screen. But in real life, I probably sound very old trying to encourage people to do that. But I think, when they get to a job, when they get to the work environment, that human face-to-face interaction and the power of communication will be a very key asset and tool to have. So keep that sort of face-to-face communication muscle exercised and learned. And I think the opportunity through apprenticeships and other schemes are, blossoming, and rightly so. We took on 8 apprentices early this year, all from different sort of backgrounds, walks of life. Amazing, absolutely sort of fascinating people, really fascinating people. And, I've got as much to learn from them as they have from me. So I think those opportunities are there. I think companies are opening them up. Apply, have something about you, let your character come through. I'd say really research where you're going to interview. What work are they doing? Who are the key people there? Who are the clients? What work do you like of theirs? What work don't you like? We may ask you what you think of this piece of work. I'd much further to hear your genuine point of view than, oh, it's brilliant, I absolutely love it. What we want is people who have a point of view and have a sort of a clear sort of reasoning and argument to what they're doing. And I think there is opportunity there. They are hard because so many people want them. It's still an exciting world. It's quite a young world. It's a massively changing world, which is great. But again, I think sort of, a bit of character, a good EQ, as well as a good IQ, I think certainly helps. And this is a people's business. So I think that sort of people interaction, communication skills are really important. give it your best shot. Look for the opportunities. Don't give up. Have as many conversations as you can. Meet as many people as you can. There will be rejections, but with resilience and I think with dogged determination, you will get there. Have courage. Be a little bit cheeky. Ask for the job rather than waiting for people to come to you. And just stick with it. And as I say, give everything a go. We don't always choose our career right the first time. I didn't with the sort of hospitality world, but I found my thing at the end and stick with it. As I said before, also, it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. The career is a long game. And if you stick with it, if you work hard, if you ask questions, you participate, you will develop. It's probably a lot to take in, but, just go for it. Give it everything you've got with a smile on your face and have belief in yourself, because you probably are better than you feel sometimes about yourself. So have that belief and sort of stand tall, and above all, look for a job that you'll love, because when you have fun, it makes the day go a lot quicker.